Hello everybody, this is another Hot Wheels collector video. Today we are looking at the Lotus Emira. This one is actually in the 2023 Hot Wheels mainline. This car did debut last year in the Q case, I believe, but I do actually have both the colours, so I have that original debut blue as well as this one. The reason why I have the both of them is because I think this one is a much nicer colour. It's a metallic red, but I will get into that in a little bit, and I'll also compare the two colours. But without further ado, let me give you some facts about this car before we actually get into the review. So this car has a 3.5 litre supercharged V6 engine, which is sourced from Toyota. This engine produces 400 horsepower and 420 newton meters of torque. That converts to right around 309 pound-feet of torque. This car also has a 0 to 60 in 4.3 seconds, and really is not that slow of a car. I think this car is a great alternative to things like Porsches, to be entirely honest. And I definitely do think this has a market, especially in 2023. This car also has a top speed of 171 miles per hour, so again, not too bad, to be entirely honest. And the price is also not too bad, coming in at £81,500 or more if you want a higher spec trim. Anyways, that's it for the facts. Now let's get into the review and showcase of this car. Alright, so starting off this showcase, we'll first of all talk about the wheel choice. So these are the Fan 5-spoke rims. They are done in chrome. That's one of the only colours I've ever seen it done in, actually. The only other colour is black, and it is done on this Project 8 right there. So this is really nice, and I think they do suit this chrome colour, especially on this car. They don't really suit many cars, though. It does have to be a modern kind of supercar, in my opinion, for these wheels to work. That just is because they look so large, in my opinion. They actually do fit this casting really nicely, though, as I've said. So anyways, this colour on the casting is a metallic light-ish red. It's not super dark, and it actually looks darker on camera than it is in person. And it is definitely not as dark as the Lotus Emira, which was found in the D case of 2023. As for the tamper work, there is no tamper work on the side, but I will mention the side skirt is created using the black base plastic, and you can also see there is actually a vent shut off in the actual metal cast, and behind that is the interior black plastic, creating a nice vent right there. So it does look very nice and accurate to the real life model, and as I've just said, the interior is done in black there, so there you go. This car does appear to have a slight window tint as well, adding to that black look of this car, and it looks way more sporty in my opinion. You'd also see, unfortunately, this casting does not feature any side mirrors or wing mirrors. Depending on where you're from, you call them different things. Anyways, moving on to the front of this car, this is where there is quite a nice amount of detail. So first of all, I will talk about the tamper work. So first of all, we have the headlights, which have been done in a realistic look. And you can also see the Lotus badge has been done, obviously, in yellow. For some reason, Hot Wheels made the Lotus badge on the Emira black, but it is actually accurate to the real life model. I'm not entirely sure why Lotus went for a black badge on that car, but for some reason they did. But anyways, that's it for the tamper work on the front. I will mention all of these vents, which are lower down, hopefully you can see them. Lower in the front bumper, they are created using the black interior plastic. Once again, that's where they lead to, and they are actually shut-offs in the metal casting once again. If you don't know what a shut-off is, it is literally just a hole, essentially. And the splitter on this car is created using the metal and is not created using the base plastic. Alright, so moving on to the next side. This side is the same as the previous, so I'm not going to bore you going over this all over again, but obviously you can pause the video and have a look if you're looking for something specific. If not, we'll move on to the rear of the car. Again, there's quite a lot of nice details here. So first of all, I'll talk about the light strip or rear lights. They have been done in a nice tampo, and they do look realistic. You can also see the Lotus badging has been done in black. Hopefully you can see that there. Very nicely done. There are actually two vents, one on the left and one on the right. Those are in the metal casting, and they are not actually shut-offs or holes. They do not lead anywhere, unfortunately. I think it would have looked nicer if they had done the same thing that they did on the front, but maybe there is a reason behind why they couldn't do that. Also, the diffuser on this car, as well as the exhaust, are created using the black base plastic once again. Very nice, and acts as a nice colour split. Obviously, the theme for the car, so the colours on this car are red, black, and a little bit of chrome on those wheels, but there's no other chrome on this car. Finally, we'll talk about the roof section, or the top section of this car. You can see the roof is actually not created using the metal. It's created using the window plastic to make it look like it's black. So how do they do this? I'm going to try and move the car a little bit so you can see it a bit better. There you go. So it's actually textured. The roof is textured. It is not see-through, and they did this on the Volkswagen ID Buzz as well. You can see it's nicely textured, so you can't see through it, and it acts more as a roof essentially. If you could see through it, it would not be accurate to the real life model, but I think this looks great, and obviously they had to tint the windows so that would look even better. I will also mention that the front windows on this car are wound up as well. And a final thing to mention is the windshield wipers. Hopefully you can see there are no windshield wipers on this car, unfortunately. But anyways, that's it for this showcase. Now I'm actually going to bring in the blue one. This is the debut casting colour right here. I'll let you guys decide which one's nicer, but I've already made my mind up, and that's why I purchased this red one. I think it just looks way better. I think maybe with a metallic blue this one would have looked nicer, but I do think this red just pops a little bit more and makes the lines on this car stand out a lot more. But anyways, that's really it for this showcase. Now we'll get into my final thoughts and review on this car. In fact, one last thing, you can see there are actually vents on the hood of this car. They are actually in the metal and they are textured there. But anyways, now let's actually get into my review and final thoughts on this one. Alright, so now it's time for my final thoughts and review of this car. I absolutely love this car. I think the casting is done perfectly, and this colour is just so much better than that original blue. And with that, I'm going to be increasing my score from the previous video where I did review the blue one, and I think I might have given it quite a low-ish score, but this one is going to surprise you, or it might not actually, because actually I think this does deserve the rating I'm going to give it. So what I'm going to give this car out of 10, it's going to be getting a solid 10 out of 10. I really love this one, and I really do think it's almost as nice, the colour on this one, as the Lotus Emira one. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's right there. That is a stunning colour, and this one's quite similar, but it is kind of a lighter version of it. But other than that, it's pretty much the same colour, it's just lighter. So there you go, that's it for my review and showcase on this car. So if you guys did enjoy, make sure you like. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Remember, you can also press that notification bell so you do not miss any new uploads. Remember, you can also share this video with any friends, family, or in any groups who may be interested in this video. But remember, don't feel pressured to if you don't find like you have anybody who may be interested. You watching this video all the way up until this point means so much to me, and I really do thank you for making it all the way up until the end. But anyways, that's it for this video, so I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye bye everyone.